war in the Middle East is now entering a new phase. For the first time in a decade, the IDF is fighting in the heart of Gaza City, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirms that forces are now deep inside the region in an attempt to root out Hamas. For more, let's bring in our Ines de la Cuetara. She's there in Jerusalem. You know, Hamas put out this statement saying it's ready to release all the civilians, but if there's an immediate ceasefire there in the Gaza Strip. But the question is, will Israel even agree to that?
Yeah, that still seems unlikely at this point, Kira. Israel has repeatedly rejected calls for a ceasefire, saying that would only allow Hamas to regroup here. But we are starting to see all sorts of reports emerging that Hamas is considering deals. So earlier today, there was a report in Axios saying that the U.S., Israel, and Qatar were all involved in talks to try and call for a 3-day humanitarian pause that would essentially have Hamas releasing up to 15 hostages, and then that would also give Hamas time to verify the names, the identities of all the hostages that it currently is holding in Gaza. The White House wouldn't confirm that, so we don't have any reporting on that. Unclear if that's actually happening, but that was one deal that was floated. We're now hearing from Israeli media as well, Israeli TV, Channel 11, reporting that Israel will agree to a temporary ceasefire in exchange for tens of hostages being released with no other preconditions. Again, that's unconfirmed. So unclear what's happening behind closed doors, what types of negotiations are going on there. But again, for now, Israel has rejected calls for a ceasefire, saying that would only give Hamas time to regroup and come back stronger. The U.S. has also stopped short of calling for a ceasefire. The U.S. pushing Israel to agree to a humanitarian pause. Israel has opened the door for what it calls tactical pauses, which would essentially be, an hour breaks in the fighting here to allow for humanitarian aid to get into Gaza, for civilians to get out of the hard-hit zones. So we'll see, and it'll be interesting to see as well the pressure that the hostage families put on the Israeli government in terms of negotiations. We've heard time and time again from these hostage families that the Israeli government is not doing enough to bring their loved ones home.
So then let's talk about the IDF and these underground operations. They've been trying to work their way through the twists and turns and the hundreds of miles of Hamas tunnels. They're now saying they're discovering even more things that they didn't expect. What exactly did they come across?
Yeah, so the IDF very much continuing to push further and further into Gaza. They are touting their advances here. They are making good progress. They say they are now south of Gaza City. So it was, they had made it to Gaza City. They encircled Gaza City. Now they say they're south of Gaza City. So they seem to be advancing fairly quickly. They say Gaza City is where is the headquarters for Hamas here. So they are expecting the fighting there to drag on a little bit. They're coming across all sorts of tunnels, but they are saying that they're finding Hamas leaders and militants kind of isolated in their bunkers and cut off from the world, cut off from civilians, just focused on their survival. That's what we heard from the IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari just moments ago. They say they're also taking out Hamas's naval capabilities. So the fighting very much still ongoing there. It's intense fighting. We've talked about this, the challenges of urban warfare, of these booby-trap tunnels. And we should point out the IDF losing more and more soldiers, the death toll going up again. I think the fighting around Gaza City is likely going to be more difficult than what we've seen so far, again, because this is the headquarters for Hamas.
All right, Ines de la Cuetara, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.